Okay, so we're looking at slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, but this time we're going to see how it pertains to word problems, sometimes referred to as linear equation word problems. Slope, m, is the coefficient of x, comes before it, and b is your y-intercept, okay? In word problems that refer to or pertain to slope-intercept form, slope stands for the rate of change, okay? It's something that happens over and over again per month, okay? Like, for example, if you join a gym and you pay $10 per month, the y-intercept...
Hold on a second, Mr. Mancini.
Yes.
Join a gym? You want to use that as an example?
I do pencil curls. Here we go. Anyway, B would be the starting point, or happens one time. Back to the gym example, okay? $10 per month is your slope, your rate of change. $50 sign-up fee, which only happens one time, would be your starting point. Let's see how that would look like on a word problem, okay? So in this word problem, Lynn is tracking the progress of her plant's growth. Today, the plant is 5 centimeters high. The plant grows 1.5 centimeters per day. They want you to find an equation that represents the plant's height after any given number of days, and then how long, or rather how tall, is the plant after 9 days. So if we look at this, okay, it says that the plant is initially 5 centimeters high. That's the starting point. It's only happening once. But then it grows 1.5 centimeters per day. That happens every day. So think of my y equals mx plus b form. Y equals 1.5, okay, x plus 5. 1.5 is how much it grows per day. 5 is your starting point. Once we have that, the next part is pretty simple. They want to know how tall is the plant after 9 days. Well, if x stands for a number of days in this equation, I simply substitute in 9 for x. 1.5 times 9 is 13.5. I'm going to add my 5, which is my initial height, or my y-intercept to that, and I get 18.5 centimeters, which means that this plant is growing 18.5 centimeters after 9 days. That would be the height of it, okay? We can use this to look at other types of problems. This one shows a plane losing altitude at a rate of 5 meters per second. It says that it begins with an altitude of 8,500 meters, and the plane's altitude is a function of the number of seconds that pass. In other words, they're related to each other. Just like in all these problems, one number relates to the other. So it wants us to write an equation modeling the situation. Pretty simple. Y equals mx plus b. My starting point, the plane starts at an altitude of 8,500 meters. That goes for where b would go. My slope, or rate of change, is descending 5 meters. Now notice there's a negative here. That's because it's showing a descent. So this is my equation. Pretty simple. B asks us to do something a little bit differently. It wants us to use the equation to find out how much time will pass before the plane will land. The hint here is what is the altitude when the plane lands. So I start off with my same exact y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form equation. This time, however, instead of substituting in something for x, I actually want to put something in for y. What I'm putting in is my initial amount. I want to find x. So if I have 0 equals negative 5x plus 8,500, remember, we always want to try to isolate the variable and get x by itself. I subtract 8,500 from both sides. This cancels out, okay, leaving me with 0 minus 8,500, which is a negative 8,500, and I just bring down my 5x, or my negative 5x. I then divide both sides by negative 5, and x equals 1,700 seconds. Or, if we want to really calculate that, about 28 minutes and 20 seconds. That's how we would talk. Now, these are challenge problems, okay? You can take a look at those and kind of see how the equation was written and how we substitute in different values depending on what we're looking for. In this equation, we were looking for b, which is our y-intercept, all right? And then we use that information to formulate our new slope-intercept form equation. and solve for what they're looking for, okay? And again, if you want to pause the video and check to see how these are done, you can do that now, all right? Hope this helps, guys, and good luck on using slope-intercept form to solve linear equation word problems. Bye.